Hey guys, it's Mark here. Welcome back to Unbelievable True Crime. Today's story is about a man who feels he has the right to decide who lives or who dies. And the sad part here is that he took the life of his own kids because he feels they are possessed by serpent DNA. Oh God. What's like this world is so beautiful and so loving and at the same time crazy. Without wasting your time, let's just slide into this story and find out what actually went on, what happened, why did he do it, and let's just give it a go. Matthew Taylor Coleman traveled from the US to Mexico just to commit these crimes. Well, on the 9th of August 2021, the people of Rosarito in Mexico woke up to this gruesome murder of two kids. Roberto Ramirez got a knock on his door, so he went to his door and he opened the door. It was his neighbor, and his neighbor was looking scared and shaking, like kind of shivering. So he asked his neighbor, what is wrong? His neighbor said that he saw blood splattered across the creek just near Ramirez's pink home. And Ramirez was surprised. He asked his neighbor, are you sure? And his neighbor said yes. Ramirez, he is 47 years of age. He lives in the local farm in the area. So he took his son's dog called Kobe and started going for a walk along the creek. So as he was going for a walk, the more he was going, he was seeing blood. And the further he walked, he saw blood on the road. And he couldn't make something out of it. He was wondering, is it a human blood or is it just like an animal blood? But all the same, he was expecting to see either a big animal that died somewhere or a human being like that was lying somewhere. All of a sudden, Kobe drifted away from him and went to a particular spot like 65 feet away from him and was backing seriously. So he looked at Kobe and he started wondering what is going on. Then he walked a bit towards Kobe. He saw like a little feet that looked like 2 feet that looks like a doll feet, but he wasn't sure if that was a human feet. And the more he walked, it became like known to him that this could be a human feet, and from 2 it became 3. When he got to that spot, he saw 2 little children that was covered with tree branches and leaves, and there they were, Cleo, who was 2 years old, and Roxy, that was 10 months old, and they were covered with leaves. They were naked, and also they were lying side by side. Matthew Taylor Coleman was a loving and devoted father to his children. He was also passionate with his evangelical Christian life. He loved his religion. He loved his Christian life. He's somebody whereby if you are kind of in need or if you need somebody to console you, you can easily go to and talk to, and he will listen and just tell you nice things and advise you in a nice way where you wouldn't have issues. Like he's someone people trusted. People even trusted him with their kids because him and his wife called Abby Coleman had a business together, and the business is a soft school called a Love Water Soft School. It was one of the best soft school in Santa Barbara, California, and it was rated one of the top soft school and travel advisor also. Even on his Instagram page, he always posts pictures of his children, of his wife, of himself, of the family together. Like on his Instagram page, you could see that they were one loving family. And he also believed that the children have kind of a special destinies. Like they were brought to this world to be these special kids that was going to help the world. On one of his Instagram pictures, and when his first kid was born, called Cleo, when he was born, he wrote a statement saying, "My declaration over Cleo is that he is appointed to bring the sound of heaven's dove and a voice that speaks to a generation. This is my beloved, in whom is all my delight. Thanks to everyone for all your prayers, support, and love through this joyful season. We are over the moon." This is what Coleman wrote on his Instagram page in 2018 when his son was born, and also in 2020 he also posted on his Instagram page when his daughter was giving birth, and it says she came at a very pivotal time in history and that she would represent a dawn or even awakening to years of great blessings for our family and nation. On the 7th of August last year, Coleman and the wife Abby, they decided to take the kids on a camping trip. So they got there, but all of a sudden, to her greatest surprise, Coleman left with the kids. So she waited and waited for him to return with the kids because she was feeling maybe they went for just like for an ice cream, or maybe he took the kids to just buy them some stuffs, and she didn't bother much. But she waited and waited, and she called and called him. He wasn't taking his calls, so she decided to inform the police. So when she told the police, and the police then asked her on the phone, do you feel that the kids are in danger? She said no, she doesn't feel the kids are in danger. She's not concerned about the kids being in danger with the dad, that she believes and she knows that the dad loves the kids so much. So the police rooted that out and didn't bother much. But she stayed and tracked Coleman's phone. She found out that Coleman is getting further and further away from where they went for camping, and she was asking herself what is going on. And she told the police that she could track Coleman. So the police themselves tried their best to track Coleman. They found out that Coleman was already in Rosarito, Mexico. So they became more worried, and they still asked her again, are you sure that everything is okay? That was when she became confused. So they decided to inform the FBI about this, of potential parental kidnapping. The border security was aware, the FBI was aware, the police was aware. They were all waiting for him to come back to the US. But to their greatest surprise, he came back to the border, but this time they found out something very horrifying, like something that they couldn't believe. First, what they noticed that was Coleman was alone in the car. And secondly, when they asked him for his registration, for his documents, he gave it to them. There was kind of blood stain on his registration. So they became worried. They were like, no, something is wrong. So they detained him, they kept him, making sure they found out whose blood stain was on his registration. So the FBI took their phone and called the Mexican authorities. When they called the Mexican authorities, it happened to be that the Mexican authorities already have their own bad news to give to the FBI. They called the Mexican authorities. The Mexican authorities said that they have found two little kids' body that is matching the FBI description, and the FBI could not believe what they have seen. They could not believe that what they were suspecting was actually true.
Complaint details how he drove the toddlers to Mexico last Saturday, and then 2 days later shot them with a spear fishing gun in a secluded area south of Rosarito.
The both children had large punctures on their chests from Coleman shooting them both multiple times, with his fishing spear gun. When the FBI found this out, they detained him properly, they held him, and they took him to a room to ask him, why did you do this to your kids? Why would you have this kind of mindset to do such a thing to your kids? And what he said was also more horrifying to the FBI. He said that he believes that his kids are going to grow into monsters when they grow up. Like he believes they are destined, not just they will just grow. He believes they are destined to grow into monsters when they grow up. And that was very horrifying to even hear from a father. And that was more horrifying to the FBI because this person was kind of... Coleman told the authorities during his interrogation that he drove his kids somewhere in Baja, California. He brought out his fishing spear gun and pointed it on his own children. Okay. First was the 10-month-year-old called Roxy. He pointed it on Roxy and shot her on her chest first. Then he pointed it towards his son called Cleo and shot him second on the chest. Now, my question is, when he shot the daughter first, was his son there watching him do that? Like, that boy is 2 years old. Like, how horrifying will it be if that boy was actually there watching the father kill the son? I know he's 2 years old. He maybe have not even understood definitely he doesn't even understand what death is, definitely. But seeing your sister bleeding and you don't even understand what is going on, and also your father pointing a spear gun on you and shooting you as well. Like, I think sometimes when some people say some crazy stuffs during interviews, they just deserve a very hot slap first before they even anything. Blah 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 blah. "What's up?" Just to wake you up properly. Like, what did you say? Like, "What's up?" Just to wake the person up and ask the person the question again. So the person can repeat such crazy thoughts that goes like, how can you even say that? Like, you pointed your fishing spear gun first on your daughter and you did the same with your son. When he looked at the kids and checked the kids, they were not breathing anymore. So he then decided to drive several miles to ditch his spare fishing gun or his fishing spear gun and his bloody clothes just to make sure that it was not traced back to him. But funny enough, he also had the audacity to leave Mexico and start driving back to the US, and that was when he was stopped at the border by the FBI. Coleman also told the FBI that he became enlightened online via the QAnon and conspiracy theories that goes on the internet.
QAnon followers believe that a cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles run the government and media, and that they traffic children for satanic rituals. They claim that a group of military officials, together with Donald Trump, are fighting back.
That he's been watching it, that now he is enlightened and he has come to realize that his children, being Cleo and Roxy, was possessed with reptilian DNA, and the kids got that DNA from the mother and they also had to die. So that is why he killed them, that he is saving the world from monsters. Who is saving who here? Like, the world is supposed to be saved from him because he is the monster. And he also said that the kids had to die. They had to die. That was the reason why he murdered them. This is what he told the FBI. Coleman was taken to court, and on the 29th of September, he pleaded not guilty, even after he had murdered his kids and said they were possessed by reptilian DNA. He still had the audacity and the mind and the boldness to say in court that he was not guilty. So he believes that what he did was the right thing he did. He's supposed to do sorry in order to save the world from monsters. During the lockdown period, Coleman and his wife, they spent time going through a lot of conspiracy stuffs on the internet. They were even posting it both on their Facebook and on different social media platforms. And also, one of their friends said that if you are willing to listen to Coleman, that he's ready to load you with lots of conspiracy stuff that he was seeing on the internet during the lockdown period. And also, he believes most of those things, and he spent a lot of his brain power processing most of those things. So it was not only Coleman that was also into it. The wife also posted, and she was also in some Facebook groups on Facebook that was into conspiracy stuffs. Coleman's next hearing will be on November 5th, and if he is convicted of his crime, there is every high tendency he'll be facing the death penalty. And he has currently called his family and begged for forgiveness, that he is becoming aware of what he has done, that he's becoming aware of his mistakes, and he was begging them for forgiveness, that they should forgive him. And I don't understand how someone will actually murder his kids because he believes they were possessed with reptilian DNA. Anyway, guys, just be careful out there. This is your boy Mark, and you are here on Unbelievable True Crime. Just tell me what you think about this case. Tell me what you feel was going on with him. Do you feel this was a mental issue, or do you feel that he was actually convinced by the conspiracy stuffs that he's seen online? I know a lot of people go see conspiracy stuffs online, and it happened more during the lockdown period. So people were not going to work, people was just at home. So I don't know what really happened to him, and I don't think anyone will really understand what happened to him. But in everything, tell me what you think, tell me your opinion, and this is your boy Mark signing out. You remain blessed, and please subscribe and like the video, and always protect yourself and always be safe out there. Peace, guys. Love.